I want to answer a question from one of our members. Okay, it's LA. I don't know. I don't want to mention the full name, but I don't know whether it's a female. So one of our members, he or she asked the question: if you feel this way about the story of Noah, why do you teach from the Bible? Please explain to your audience why you are attempting to teach them from a book whose stories you don't believe. What is your purpose? So I addressed it somewhere. It's not showing on the screen, but I want to say this. If somebody writes you a letter, and in the letter the person is trying to tell you that your father died and your father said that you should have this, that, and somebody else shows up and asks you, what's the letter you have in your hands? And you tell the person, oh, it's a letter from my dad telling me exactly what I must get. Then you ask for the letter and the person shows you the letter, and you realize that almost everything in the letter that this person is giving you is false. How are you going to disprove the person without reading the same letter? Oftentimes, a lot of people ask this question: if you think this is a lie, why? Without it, how are you going to know what they are teaching you is a lie? That is the tool they are using. So how do you stand out of the tool and prove that the things they are teaching you is a lie? I don't even get that question. I appreciate the question because we are all learning, but I try to understand it. What else do you want me to teach from if I'm trying to show our family members what lies they've told us? Where are these lies? These lies are in the Bible. So therefore, I have to go through the Bible and prove to you that these lies that they say in the Bible are not so. And that being said, I don't have a problem with the Bible like a lot of people suggest I do. I'm just pointing out the lies in the Bible, and also to show you that these lies were actually copied from somewhere, and that they have some truth in there, no doubt a doubt. No, even the New Testament has certain elements of truth in there. But you need to know the origination of this we call the Bible, where it's coming from. So if somebody is copying a material, what they do is that they copy the material and they add their own to it. It's in art, it's in music. Even musicians hear rhythms, melodies, beats from other artists, and they do what? They add their own to it and present to you and call it the new music. The movies, check the movies that you watch. Most of the stories are taken from other places. They add their own twist to it, and they show you. It doesn't mean that the story they are giving you is not necessarily true, but it means that they've added their twist to it. So all that I'm doing is showing you where the twists are. Do you get it, my family member? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm using the Bible because, listen, and before you know it, I have used the Bible almost half of my age. I preached from this, I taught from this. So I'm not somebody that wasn't a Christian or didn't become a Hebrew Israelite and now knowing the truth absolutely. I've been through the process. So the only thing I can use, the only tool I can use to debunk the lies that they have out there, it's the Bible. That is why you hardly see me use any other books. It's not like I don't know any other books, but this is where they told the lies. So we got to go to it and expose the lies and project the truth. How else am I going to do that if I don't use the same Bible? Do you get it? So the person is asking me, what is your purpose? My purpose is to wake us up. I didn't get a chance for anybody to wake me up. It's by the powers that be. I say this all the time. If I had somebody that is teaching the things that I'm teaching, I wouldn't be on the cameras. I wouldn't be on your screens. I would rather be behind the scene and support whoever it is. The only reason why I am teaching these things because I didn't have anybody teach me these things. So I had to take it upon myself, aside the fact that I have so many confirmations about my call to the ministry. But I took it upon myself and listen, if I didn't get a chance for anybody to show me the way, Now that I know the way, what is the purpose of knowing the way and sitting on it? When you light a lamp, you don't put the lamp under your bed. You project your lamp. You don't light a lamp and put it under. So the Most High didn't call me into truth only for me to hide. No. But the truth is, if I knew somebody else doing this, I would sit back and let a person take the lead. So I am not here to fight you. And this is another thing. When we ask the questions, please, let's not be emotional about it. I'm here to learn too. I want to learn. So let's not be emotional about the questions that we ask. And let's ask the questions for what it is. Like, for example, I'm seeing this question, and in as much as I like the question has nothing to do with what I taught. I quoted certain things from the Genesis book, and I'm showing it, I'm merging it to history, and I'm saying, show me if this is happening it was happening around the same time something else was happening. How is this possible? So you come out and tell me, you know what, I went to check in history, or I went to do my own research, and I realized that this thing is not true. These are my research. But don't be emotional about it. Like, if you don't believe this, why are you doing it? No. That is not how we learn. We would never learn like that. Let's be practical. Let's open up our minds. Let's open up our understanding. Let me say this. The greatest jail system ever made by man is religion. That's it. Religion is the biggest jail system ever made by man. And so long as you remain in this jail, in this prison, you would never know the truth. The only how is to break free from the religion or the religious point of views that we were all taught. I was part of it. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was once a Christian. We were all taught this. The only reason why I'm knowing the truth is because I was daring enough to say, well, you know what? I got to step out of these things and see it for myself. Then, boof, everything came through. So I'm begging you, we are all here to learn. We are building a family. I don't mean to call anybody out. I don't do that. But what I'm saying is I needed to bring this up so that we all can learn together. I love questions. So when you ask me a question, don't be emotional. Just straightforward. Ask me the question as it is, and I would always address it. That being said, I want to say a big thank you to Joanna Mendoza, my sister. How you doing? I want to say a big shout to Maria Peters. I want to say a big shout to Malakia. I want to say a big shout to Caroline. Big shout. I'll say something in a few minutes. That will address. I think I addressed it, but I'll say something in a few minutes as well. Do John, thank you for your words. You are helping a lot of people with your wisdom. Bless you, brother Do John. Jataba, how you doing, sis? Kwame Buedi, because our parents refuse to teach us. Listen, Kwame, hope you're doing great. I get you. Now, this is what I want to do. Every video, I want to read out the previous comments on the old video before I start the new one. So, yes, I believe I read the last one from La Negreta. Either I say La Negreta or I say La Negrita. La Negrita. I don't know how the name is said. But anyways, let's go into today's session. Akwaba. Enuanom na adofo, momo bi biara akwaba. Abaju melanated truth ejumededo de bia oye managers there oduma kuma na dawroma inti mutumu ba wakwen mutumu ba we fide you see I'm still learning the fun we fide efidie yeah we fide so machine Thank you always for supporting what we're doing here. I'm not doing this alone. I'm not doing it by myself. We are doing this together, and I'm so thankful for your life, because what is the point for me to just know what I know and not get anybody to talk to? So you make what I'm doing real. You are the reason why the wisdom, the knowledge, the information that I'm blessed with is coming alive. Every time I talk to you about it, it comes alive, and I get excited every time I come your way. So bless you so much. Listen, talking about assignments coming alive, I'm super excited about what is going to happen from Sunday. That is our Zoom classes. What I'm going to do is that, please send me a message. I believe everybody is on WhatsApp. If you're not on WhatsApp, please try and download the WhatsApp app. The WhatsApp app. Try and download the WhatsApp, and then just send me a text that you want to be part of the Zoom community. I'm going to create a page. I'm going to call it Our Community, or Our Zoom Community, something like that. Our Zoom Community, that MT, Our Zoom Community, MT, Melanated Truth. So when you see your name come on a page like that, please, I am the one, don't be alarmed. I'm the one creating the page, so that every time we're about to go live, I can broadcast the link in this community, and also let everybody have it at the same time. But again, this community would also get you the access to ask me private questions all the time, or always get access to me, always, because that is on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is always in your face, more than coming to YouTube to answer certain questions. So if you ask a question on YouTube and I don't respond immediately, please, you can post the question in this community. It's going to call Our Zoom Community MT. Our Zoom Community MT. And in this community, when you see a number added to this community, I'm the one doing that. Bless you so much for your time, for your patience, for also the willingness and the joy to learn what I have to say. And again, it's going to be amazing. We're going to talk about a lot of things on Zoom that I can't discuss here. So you better make sure you send me a WhatsApp. You send me a WhatsApp telling me you want to be part of the Zoom community. Please, my number is that's my personal line. The number I have on WhatsApp is my personal line. So you can send me a contact. Let's have a conversation and let's grow together. We are indeed building a community. We are building the biggest family ever. It's not just going to be an online family, it's going to be a physical family. So I'm going to pray that one day, someday, very soon, we would all meet, we would all gather together, have an amazing prayer session, worship, spiritual cleansing, do all that we can do in the day, and actually start doing a lot of things for ourselves. But I will put the details in the Zoom conference. So I can wait to see you on Saturday. Make sure you are part of this. This is going to blow your mind. It's going to get personal. It's going to get intimate. It's going to get full of love. We're going to pray with each other. We're going to talk to each other. We're going to counsel. We're going to support each other. Everything is going to happen in the Zoom community. I love you. Bless you. But let's go straight into today's message. Christians worship Amen? It's a question. Do Christians worship Amen? Have we been worshiping Amen all this while? Wait, I think it should have been, is the world in the worship of Amen? Does the world worship Amen? I believe everybody in this world worships Amen. Amen. Anyway, I'll come back to that later. But is the world worshiping Amen? And that's my subject for today. And let's go straight into it. The subject of Amen, this key element got to be in the mind of everybody. You need to understand that you cannot hide from his son. You cannot hide from the son of Amen. The sun of Amen is seen by everybody. Even those in Antarctica, they see the sun of Amen. The Ra, the Ria. In Chi or in Akan language, we say Ewia, Ewia, or Wia, or We. Every time you hear that word Ra, what they were trying to say is Ria, and they couldn't say it, so they thought it was Ra. Okay, nobody on the face of this earth can hide from the sun of Amen. It's not even possible. Let's look at Psalm 113, Psalm 113, verses 3. It says, from the rising of the sun unto the going down of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. So from the rising of the sun, you need to understand the mindset or mentality. First of all, I told you this, most of the things we have here is copied from somewhere. So we need to go back to where it was copied from and understand the fact that when they copied this, the people, the original people who were writing this had an intention in mind. They knew exactly who they were referring to. So when they say, from the rising of the sun unto the going down of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. Which Lord are we talking about? Why are they using the sun to represent the name of the Lord? I've told you, Amen is not the creator. There is the creator. Amen is the representative of the creator. Amen is the God of all the gods, is the Lord of all the gods, is the paramount one amongst all the gods. He is the Oboro. So in Chi we say Oboro. He's the Oboro. I don't know what is that a Chi word or that is a Nigerian word. Anyway, we say Oboro. Oboro simply means that he is the chief, the king, the chief god of all the gods. So I believe with all my heart, and I know it's a fact, it's not even a conversation, there are several gods across the face of the earth. There are gods in the heavens. You will see that I'll come to that soon. There are gods in the heavens, there are gods in the waters, there are gods in the earth, on the earth, in the earth, there are gods in the fiery dimensions, there are gods everywhere, there are gods in the cities, there are gods in the communities. So there are a lot of communities. Have you ever paid attention to the fact that there can be a particular community and a particular thing goes on in this particular community? There can be a particular street and oftentimes accidents always happen on this particular street. There can be a particular corner that corner is only known and meant for a particular thing. So there are several examples and there are several evidences of God being all over the earth. There is no one God. There's one creator, who in this creator we have the creative force, the feminine and the masculine energy, and there is the sons of the creator or the God. You understand? And we are the sons of the creator as well. But every son of the creator is positioned at a particular dimension. That being said, so we have gods everywhere. There's a particular city who is known for a particular thing. There's one other. I'm going to say something that is very deep. Very deep. There's a reason why Jamaicans, Jamaica is a tree word, it's a tree statement. Perhaps we are stuck here, Jamaica. That's what the ancestor or the elders who found the island Jamaica named it, because they got there and they were stuck, they couldn't return. So Jamaica. There's a spirit that rules over Jamaica. And that spirit is a power of the air. Ooh, I said something really deep. There's a spirit that rules over Jamaica and is a power of the air. One of the great powers, or the great powers of the air, is Yahweh. Yahweh is a God of thunder, God of fire. Somebody should be connected to it by now. God of thunder, fast, zoom, speed, God of the air. That is why Jamaicans are very fast, number one. But I'm going to show this another thing. Jamaicans are very fast. The entire world, they reign over and over. Usain Bolt, I don't even need to mention names. But another thing, another attribute of this power of the air, the power of the thunder, is anger. Quick temper. Quick temper. Because naturally, that God that governs the place, the major God of Jamaica, is a God of thunder, anger. So naturally, Jamaicans are quick in their speech. They are quick in their temper, they are sharp, and they are fast. So naturally, man, this is a deep spiritual stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard anybody say this. How am I in Ghana and I know what is happening in Jamaica, or what power rules over Jamaica? Because in the realms of the spirit, everything is revealed and nothing is hidden. So when the powers that be, or the powers, or the God of intelligence is teaching you something, regardless of where you are, he can pick any example in the dimensions and reveal it to you. If I have anybody who hails from the Jamaican islands who can tell me that just these things that I've said is not true, they are fast. And that fast is not just in speed as in athletics, but in everything. They are not dull people. They are quick people. They know how to do things fast. They know how to get through. They know how to escape. They know how to. They are quick people. And it reflects in their temper as well. Both men and women. So they come across as very aggressive people. The reason why is because the God that rules that territory is a God of thunder. Let me set an example. Another example is France. One of the gods that rule France is the God of love, passion. Why do you think France is known for its fashion? Love for food and fashion, and love is a love place. Listen, every single where you find yourself, or every single place on the face of the earth, has a particular God that rules over the place, or reigns, or governs, or rule. When we come to Amen Ra, Amen is the God of all these gods. You understand? Whenever a God picks a nation, the God becomes the national God of that particular nation. So those who knows the truth and the history and the mystery of the setup of the nation are always behind the scene offering certain particular sacrifices to these gods. There is Amen chose the sun, or had the symbol of the sun to represent him, and is saying nobody can run away from the sun. Nobody can hide. So every time you hear these two ways, the God of the heavens or the sun, the light, this is always referring to Amen. Because the symbol of Amen is the sun. Every God has their symbol. Okay, every God has their symbol, and the symbol of Amen is the sun. Okay, let's go to Psalm 19. Psalms 19. Today I want to take my time and open the scriptures so that you can also have the time to open it. Psalms 19, 1-6, I read. The heavens declare the glory of God. So first and foremost, where is this declaration coming from? So majority of the time, when people read something like this and goes like, the heavens declare the glory of the Lord, or God, people think it's just a metaphor, it's just representative, it's just representing. No, they are actually powers, authorities, heavy powers, beings that occupies the heavens. That shouldn't intimidate you though, because they also look at man as awesome power. So regardless of which realm you occupy, you have power, you have authority. Don't you ever underestimate the will and the power of man. So inasmuch as we look at their dimension and go like they have power, they also look at men and go, man, these men are resilient, they are wild, they are powerful. So don't you dare underestimate your power. That is why the whole of a God worship, as in you being enslaved to a God, is so ridiculous, because you are not supposed to be the slave of any God. We are in partnership because we are all the creatures of the Creator, and we are all here to perform a specific function. So as a man can collaborate with an animal and bring to pass something, an example is in the field of agriculture. The man can partner the cow and plow the land so that they can sow, right? It's the same thing. A man can partner a God, work together to achieve something. Are you understanding it? So in the heavens are celestial beings, and all these beings give glory to the God of the heavens. Are you understanding it? He says, the name of the God of Jacob defend thee. The God of Jacob. So when you understand these things, you would tend to question, like, wait a minute, who was Jacob's God? I am not going to say anything. Let's just read on, okay? So the name of this God is glorified by the heavens. Let's continue. Send thee help. Oh, no, I just went to the wrong place. I'm sorry. The heavens declare the glory, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. So the firmament is also a being. It's not just saying firmament, you see it just as it is. Day unto day uttereth speech, night unto night showeth knowledge. So the night showeth knowledge, the day uttereth speech. It all means something. It's not because the night, who rules over the night? The moon. The moon is the power of knowledge and intelligence. I said something that nobody has ever thought of. The moon is in charge of wisdom and intelligence. The day, the sun is in charge of power, speech, declaration. That is why you work your best in the night. That is why most people are creative in the night. That is why in the night time is when all creativity is brought forth. But in the night time as well is when all deep spiritual stuff are performed. Why? Because when the night shows forth with intelligence, with knowledge, knowing. So all of a sudden your brains is powered by the moon's radiance. I'm teaching you some heavy stuff. So the night showeth knowledge. That's not my subject for the day. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. So nobody on the face of this earth does not hear the voice of the sun or the moon. Whether you understand it, whether you are listening to it, they make themselves known. So every single person on the face of this earth knows the moon and knows the sun. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the ends of the world. In them had he set a tabernacle for the sun. So who is the he here? He has set a tabernacle, a dwelling place. He has set a tabernacle, a dwelling place for the sun. So who are we talking about? Who uses the sun as a symbol? So this passage is talking about Amen, who uses the Ra, the sun, as he said, and he has set a place. He is giving the sun a tabernacle, the sky. So he's made the sky the dwelling place, the tabernacle of the sun. So the he here is not talking about anybody else but the one that uses the sun as a symbol. You understand what I'm saying? This is how you break, this is how you know. So when you go down to history, the only people that would speak like that or like this are the people who were in the temples of Amen-Ra. So in as much as you're quoting the sun, and I'm not fighting this, but I'm just showing you the origination of some of these verses, where these verses came from, and the intentions behind these verses. Don't take my word for it. Let's read on. Which is the bridegroom coming out of his chamber. So the sun is the bridegroom that comes out of his chamber and rejoices as a strong man to run a race. So you see, the sun, as the sun comes out, displays its rays. It shows it Ra. It shows it's like a strong man who is exhibiting his prowess for a race. Let me continue this. His going forth is from the ends of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it. And there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Tell me what this is talking about. What else could this possibly be talking about? Who else could this possibly be describing if it's not the sun and its God? Amen. Ra. So nobody can hide from the heat thereof. So who is hiding from Amen? Because his son Ra cannot be outrun. He sees all things. Don't take my word. You need to understand that the Creator made Ra the greatest of all the light. And what better symbolic statement could the king of all the gods use than the sun? So the reason why the king of all the gods has the sun to be his symbolic stature or his physical presence is because the sun is made the greatest light of all the light. So a great king comes with great authority. Are you getting the picture? Let's go to Genesis 1. I pray somebody is learning. We are all learning. Don't forget to please let your questions come through. I'll keep answering them. Genesis 1. Verses 16. I'm taking my time today because I want you to also open your scriptures. Let's read together. Genesis 1 verses 16. It says, and the God, so the Creator, made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day. The greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He also made the stars. So the greater light rules. So the great God, the king of all the gods, uses the greatest of all the light as a symbol. So every time the sun is described, what is really referring to is the God of the sun, or the sun of the God. So the Son of God, which God? Amen. The Creator is not a God. So when it's saying the Son of God, it's not referring to the Creator. The Creator is the Father of all. The Creator is the Father of all. And Amen-Ra is the one that is chosen to represent the Father of all, the Creator. Are you getting what I'm saying? Let's go on. Amen-Ra is also the sign of victory, or Amen-Ra, his son, the son is also a sign of victory. And let's read Joshua chapter 10, verses 12. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel, and said in the sight of Israel's son. So which Lord are we talking about? Don't take my words for it. So who delivered up the Amorites? The Lord. Which Lord? The Lord of the sun. And he said in the sight of Israel's son stood still, because the Lord of the sun had already spoken to the sun. Said the sun stood still. In the sight of Israel's son, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and the moon in the valley of Ajalon. So he said, moon, don't show up. This is power. This is authority. It says, moon, don't you dare show up. Let the sun stand still, and I will deliver. Ooh, this is highly controversial, because everybody will go like, wait, is it not Yahweh that delivered? That's what we need to wake up. We all need to study. The sun is controlled by Amen-Ra. And Amen-Ra, since he's the king of the gods, has power over everything. And the gods of righteousness do not fight each other, rather they work together. So you tell me, whose son stood still for Joshua to win it? Nobody on the face of this earth would argue that Amen and his son Ra work hand in hand. 13 says, and the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon the enemies. Is not this written in the book of Yasha? It's not this written in the book of Yasha. Why don't we have the book of Yasha in the Bible? That's why I keep telling you, the Bible contains truth, but it's not all true. Let's go to Judges 9:33. Judges 9:33. It says, and it shall be that in the morning, as soon as the sun is up, thou shalt rise early and set upon the city, and behold, when the people that is with him come against thee, then mayest thou do to them as thou shalt find occasion. You do whatever. So the sun is always used to symbolize victory. So long as, remember Psalm said that we should reverence the name of the Lord of the sun. Man. We should know the sun is the governor of the day. The sun is the governor of the day. Let's go to Genesis 1:8. Genesis 1:8. I want to take my time, so whilst I'm opening my Bible, you also open your Bible, please. Because I want all of us to learn. We are all learning. I don't want to throw dust in anybody's eyes. Genesis 1:18. And the sun to rule over the day and over the night, to divide the light from darkness. And the Creator saw that it was good. So the sun is the governor of the day, the ruler of the day. Psalms 136. Psalm 136. What is this saying? Verses 7 to 8. Let's read. To him that made the great light, for his mercy endureth forever. The sun to rule by day, for his mercy. The sun to rule by day. The sun to govern the day. So the sun is the governor of the day. Who rules the sun? Who is the sun? Amen. Ra is the governor of the day. He's a governor of the great day and a king of all the gods. Listen, don't play the game of, oh, when a Christian say amen is different from when an Egyptian say amen, or it's different from when an Akan person say amen, or it's no, it's not different. It's not different. The first people that introduced the idea of the God amen to the whole world is us, our fathers, our ancestors. They introduced amen to the entire world. You understand what I'm saying? We introduce. So regardless of who, whether the Hindus, the Jewish, the Indian, the Muslim, the Christian, the Jewish, all of them are calling on the name of our God from our ancient fathers. Every time they say amen, there's no difference. They all know without amen, they have no power. Anyone that will turn their back on amen would fall. Try it. You will fall. Try it. We need to understand that amen is always considered the silent or the hidden one. Amen hardly reveals himself to anybody. So long as the sun is seen by all, it is enough, because the sun of amen represents amen. So amen is hardly seen, or amen is not out there looking for recognition. He's the silent one. He's the one behind. He's the hidden one. That is why everybody automatically invokes the name or call upon the name amen without them even knowing they are doing so. Because he decides to hide behind everyone and support every single body. So amen supports those who call on Allah. Amen supports those who call on Krishna. Amen supports those who call on Jesus. Amen supports those who call on who else? All the gods there. He's the silent one. He's the hidden one. His son will do the justice all the time, but he is always hidden behind the scenes. We should remember this. He's always present. He's always there, but he's not looking out for fame or popularity. He's not in any popularity contest with anybody, but he is always present. He's always with you. You always say his name anyways, without even him trying to make you say his name. Amen has never killed in the name of anybody. Nobody upon the face of this earth has killed in the name of Amen Ra. Nobody, not a single person. Every time anybody killed, they either killed in the name of Yahweh, or they killed in the name of Allah, or they killed in the name of Jesus. Let's check history. I'm not making these things up. A lot of people died in the name of Yahweh, the God of Israel. A lot of people died in the name of Allah, the God of the Islam man, or the Muslim. A lot of people have died. The English crusaders and the Roman crusaders, they've killed in the name of Jesus all over the place. But never has there been a crusade of Amun-Ra killing anybody. He's behind the scenes. And anybody at all can invoke him. And the minute you invoke his name, he blesses you. That is why our fathers naturally never killed in the name of any god. If you are looking for any spirituality to ever attach yourself to, this is the true spirituality. This is not a cult. This is not a religion. This is a livelihood of a man. The only religion, the only spirituality, let me not even use the terminology religion, but the only spirituality that has never killed in the name of its God is the spirituality of our fathers. It's not for once recorded in anybody's history that they killed anybody in the name of Amen. Because the revelation of Amen is not a religious sect. He's with you in your house. He's with you everywhere. He blesses you every day. Whether you call on him or you don't call on him, his sun blesses you. His sun shines and you receive melanin. Whether you are the black man, which I love you guys, or you're the white man. Everybody has melanin anyways. But the truth of the matter is, Amen is not killing anybody or condemning anybody. If any case at all, he's rather interceding and showing mercy to anybody. Amen has never held a gun or used any representative or priest to say, I am killing in your name. If anybody at all has killed in Amen's name, that is their own thing. Amen never asked them to kill anybody. But everybody else, their God has asked them to kill, and they kill in the name of their God. That is the difference between spirituality and religion. Our fathers were not religious. Our fathers were spiritual. They valued life. Our fathers honored life. Our fathers loved one another. That is why even these Europeans, when they came to enslave us, our fathers still opened up their arms and loved them anyways. If you think I'm lying, why do you open your doors to the white man to walk in anytime? In your communities, listen, most of you watching me have white friends. You do. Why do you still love them of all the things? I watch a program of a U.S. police white lady shooting a black man, and in the courtroom, the black man says, I forgive you. Last year, I think so, it happened. Because our fathers never believed violence was the answer to anything. Our fathers never disrespected anybody. Believed that every man on the face of the earth had equal right and respected each other. And this is the spirituality the powers there be are calling us into. That we love one another. And don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. That don't mean those who have done wickedness will go scot-free. Don't get me wrong. But our fathers knew if there's any judgment to be passed, the gods would deal. Our fathers knew the gods didn't need any man to fight for them. Our fathers knew the gods can defend themselves and fight themselves and issue judgment on anybody that dealt wickedly. But it wasn't our place to take judgment against anybody. This is the heritage that your fathers gave you. You want to abandon this because of religious prisons and go after this movement that is all after blood and killing one another? Our fathers are giving you a free gift of love, of uniting, seeing your brother as your own. When religion came in, the black man was looking at another black man and killing them because one believed I'm Islam and you are not. One believed I'm Christian and you are not. One believed I'm this and you are not. So I had to. It's either you. Our spirituality, the heritage that our fathers left at waste, did not permit anybody to kill anybody. Kill not. Thou shalt not kill. For if you kill any man, your life would pay for it. This is the law of our fathers. Who justifies the killing of any man? How can you kill another man and justify it by what standard? But because they needed a cause for their cause, they said, our God asks us to kill. Any God that would ask anybody to kill anybody is a coward. And I will say this and say it any time and any day. Any God that would ask anybody to kill anybody is a coward. It's only cowards that hide behind the scene and ask others to go and kill on their behalf. Our heritage is a heritage of love. That is why love is the greatest commandment. These people that preach love, they don't show love. If you show love, you will never kill anybody. So they were telling us to do one thing, thou shalt not kill, but yet they were killing in the name of their God. Our fathers didn't do that. It's when they invaded our lands. Listen, I was supposed to teach you something else, but forgive me, the Spirit is always saying what the Spirit needed to say. It's time you wake up to your heritage. It's time you wake up to what is yours, which is love, 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 and love. Stay blessed. I love you guys. Don't forget, I welcome everybody, every new subscriber. I think we had new subscribers yesterday. You guys are amazing. I love you. Welcome to the biggest family ever. Listen, you are welcome. Ask me questions. My personal number is in the description. Send me a question. Ask me a question. I'm here to answer all of the questions. And better still, our Zoom classes is coming up from Sunday. It's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss it for anything. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow and continue and address. I would address tomorrow Christians worship. Amen. Stay blessed. I love you guys. Odumanku and Shiramo.